Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahabushai, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, or destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that devil, or that deceiver, is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, more specifically the elites of the Edomites, such as the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, those elite banking families and just ruling families in general. But as it says, the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And these elites, hey, they understand biblical prophecy, and they know that their time's almost up. They clearly see that the nation of Israel is waking up and calling upon their power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai. You've got these prophecies, taking place, at a rapid pace. More and more chariot sightings, which people ignorantly refer to as so-called UFOs. World War III on the horizon. The Charagma, or the Markofthebeast in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 18, which is that C-hip implant is right around the corner. And hey, they see that the prophets of the Most High, the men of the Lord, are out on the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles online. And they know that when the prophets come out, whatever nation that's ruling at the time is going to come to an end. And they also understand that they're the biblical Edomites, and that after they're taken out of power this final time, they're going to go into 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and slavery before they're permanently culled from this planet with fire. So this devil is about to pull out all the stops to establish his great RESET, that fourth industrial revolution, which is just the new name for the NW0. And that involves what? As the brothers and myself, said in a lesson we did last night, digital disturbances, which is, code for cyber ATTACKSs, because, digital disruptions, hey, that'll mess up a lot of things. Banking, transportation, access to the internet, jobs, etc., etc. And yesterday, what took place, downed cell service for companies like AT&T, Verizon, and also some pharmacies were having technical issues. And best believe that this was just a beta test, a drill for when they actually hit the real thing and cause a complete state of chaos out here. Hey, K. Tissue Schwab at the WEF said that we're coming into the age of cyber PANDEMICSs, which is going to make the situation from 2019 to 2021 look like a walk in the park. And that's what I'll be dealing with in this video. And this is a clip I'll be profiling from This Is John Williams' YouTube channel, titled America Under Attack, Major Cyber Disruptions Cripple the U.S. And I'm going to play about the first 5 minutes or so of this video. And he makes some very good points about how disruptive, a major digital disruption would be to the U.S. and the whole world. And like I've been saying, hey, it's all by design so that these elites can get their great RESET fully established. Because if everything got erased and, society was in a state of chaos, what would that necessitate? Bringing that order out of the chaos, bringing in a state of martial law with troops on the streets to keep these people from rioting and looting, and then bringing in a new system, which, what have we been seeing over the last couple of years? These different nations, activating CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, because they want to bring about that digital cashless society, which the middleman between you and those CBDCs is going to be that CHIP. But this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
Hey, what's up, guys? John here. An explosive cyber attack has just hit America, impacting AT&T, Verizon, and some other dominant cell phone carriers.
AT&T is experiencing a nationwide outage.
Widespread outages nationwide, affecting cell phone customers.
Officials are working to determine if the service disruption is the result of a cyber attack,
as well as Change Health. Now, when you look at what is happening right now in America, and you connect the dots with what Biden just signed into law.
The Biden administration is boosting cybersecurity at U.S. ports.
What Mark Rubio said, he just came out saying that, the next one, it's going to be 100 times worse, and it's going to be your power and your water.
The cyber threat posed by the Chinese government is massive.
To cut us off from our water or electricity whenever they want, to take control of our phones or our personal data.
Best believe at the top of the pyramid is going to be these elites. We know that, the Russians and the Chinese, these nations are doing digital disruptions on us, as well as, the U.S. doing digital disruptions on them. But it all plays into the bigger agenda of that fourth industrial revolution. And that's also a part of biblical prophecy with what people's water getting cut off. This is 2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 6, verse 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And what would be one of the things that could cause that? A major digital disruption, a grid down situation where people can't access the internet, can't access transportation, the grocery stores, have empty shelves because, the whole system's down and people are watching, their loved ones starve and they're starving. That dog is really going to come out of people. That, survival of the fittest mentality, which we can clearly see these Americans are, divided on every level you could be possibly divided at in this country. Everybody looks at each other suspiciously. So all it would take is just that one match to light the fuse of all chaos breaking loose. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Water getting cut off, which, not being able to wash your dishes, drink, if you drink, your faucet water, take a bath, all that, flush your toilet, sanitation and the lack thereof be another thing to cause people to go crazy. And also the powers that be have the ability to reverse the flow of your toilets so they can make all that sewage, come up into your houses, and that would push people out of their houses and onto the streets and just, further exacerbate the issue out there.
It kind of reminds me of this video from Klaus. Remember this? Here, look at this.
Pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
Oh, I would say damn ad, but look at what this ad is talking about. If it'll play.
You could go to Grainger.com to find what you need to get the job done.
But that ad
Grainger,
that was about
supplies
to play,
and solutions for every industry.
Grainger. But that ad that was about to play was for Kraken, which is a cryptocurrency, which the slogan in that video is money makes the world go round, but crypto makes the world go forward. How convenient. Again, a digital disruption leading to a grid down situation and a hard reboot of the system, putting everybody on that digital grid.
Now, I'm going to show you what they said.
And just like Event 201 just prophetically predicted the situation from 2019 to 2021, how convenient that Tissue Schwab is saying that we have to worry about digital disruptions taking down the whole system. Again, the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And also, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, lest Satan, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, Esau, Edom, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And when you have that spiritual eye salve, you can see right through the riffraff, and we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Everything is set in place for that devil to come down in great wrath and try to establish his new system. It reminds me of this quote from that movie V for Vendetta, where the character V said, there are no such thing as coincidences, just the illusion of coincidences.
Was going to be happening. They came out something maybe about a year ago saying this is going to be happening within the next 2 years. I'm going to show you what they said. I'm going to show you what's going on behind the scenes, and I'm going to help you connect the dots here to help you and position you for what I believe is going to be, a very uncertain future here in America. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's going on. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself for funding in a world of distressed banks, lenders, they're going to continue tightening up more and more and more and looking at risk differently. So if you have any intentions of getting any loans in the near future, make sure your credit score is in line with your goals. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any issue at all on your credit report, go to greatcreditfast.com, click the link in the description just below this video, and schedule a free strategy session. Take a look at this. So Rubio warns that Chinese cyber attack will be 100 times worse than AT&T outage, your power, your water. Tens of thousands of people reported cell phone outages Thursday. Then, right now, Leave the World Behind, trending amid nationwide cellular outage. Remember that movie, right? Put out by Obama. Then, in this movie, it says, it is very clear that Chinese attempts to compromise critical infrastructure are in part to pre-position themselves to be able to disrupt or destroy the critical infrastructure.
And that whole movie, Leave the World Behind, was just a prime example of predictive programming. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
In the event of conflict, to either prevent the United States from being able to project power into Asia or to cause societal chaos inside the United States. The report echoes a similar premise of the new film, lending to the film Eerie, right? The film, its eerie quality. Then, it's interesting. They say China, right?
And what did the Jake character, say in that movie? He said one of his clients, who was high up in the, that military world, that contracting world, said one of the major situations that the government is worried about is a government entity messing with the communication, messing with the cell phones, messing with people's ability to get and receive information, and then just pulling back and watching people destroy each other, which, again, a grid down situation, lack of transportation, going to the hospital, information, or your jobs, that would throw these pampered Americans into a complete state of pandemonium.
And Rubio is saying China, right? Everything has always been China. China, China, China. Then, you really can't make this stuff up. Massive cell phone outage sparks dire warning from Republican. They say that this impacted 74,000 just AT&T customers, right? 74,000 AT&T customers plus customers from Verizon, T-Mobile. On Thursday, leaving customers unable to make phone calls, send text messages, and send an SOS symbol was displayed on their phone screen in the place where their service is typically shown. Many details about the outage.
And I found, the brother in my camp, Kaya, he brought up, what that SOS means, which, growing up, that's what people say when their ships are lost at sea. But he brought up some very interesting information in regards to SOS, which I'm going to get that What does SOS stand for? SOS, when it was first agreed upon by the International Radio Telegraphic Convention in 1906, was merely a distinctive Morse code sequence and was initially not an abbreviation. Later in popular usage, it became associated with mnemonic phrases such as save our souls and save our ship. And with the disruption of the internet, what would you not be able to do? You know, find these video epistles online, which, you know, my cell service was affected by, you know, that outage yesterday, and I had SOS on my phone. So unless I was around Wi-Fi, I wasn't able to access the internet. So imagine if even with Wi-Fi, everything is just completely cut off. What would that mean? Hey, the famine of the word, which we also know is a part of biblical prophecy. This is Amos chapter 8, verses 11 to 13. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, though those things are coming as well, but of hearing of the words of Yahweh, the famine of the word, where this word will no longer be on the internet, a digital disruption, a major one that takes down the grid for an indefinite amount of time would be one of the things to, you know, cause the famine of the word, as well as, you know, just this censorship of our content. Brothers got to speak in codes because they don't want YouTube to take down their videos or strike their pages and take them down. And also, it's going to get to a point to where the men of the Lord are going to be taken off of the highways and byways. Everything, you know, plays in tandem with each other. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. You hard-headed, rebellious Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true children of Israel, who spent this time of liberty when the word was freely available, you know, scoffing at it and throwing it behind your back. When all these things come to pass, and as it says in Ezekiel 33, verse 33, and lo, they will come to pass, then shall ye know that a prophet had been among you. When all chaos is breaking loose, you're going to be looking for answers, but for the majority of you, you're not going to find it. You're not going to be able to get an answer to your SOS, your spiritual SOS, to save your souls. Only thing that's going to be coming is that judgment, that destruction. And as it says in 2 Esdras chapter 9, then shall they be in pitiful case, which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. These calamities of Jacob's trouble, famines, pestilences, race wars, civil unrest, martial law, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Being able to have access to the internet freely, especially through these smartphones, is a benefit, and the word was freely available, especially by the true prophets of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which, again, if the spirit is dealing with you, you can see that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is dealing with GMS or Great Millstone, as well as the brothers that come in the spirit of GMS. We don't ask you for a super chat donation. We don't put this word behind paywalls. We're freely giving it to you. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was opened unto them, understood not but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. The fair virgins and the young men fainting for thirst spiritually and then physically, and then what? Feeling that pain to the nerve endings by one of these horrible judgments that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to bring to you for your rebelliousness.
Outage, including what caused it, remained unclear Thursday. AT&T said in a statement the company is working urgently to restore service to customers, but has not provided a reason for the outage. Rubio, a Florida Republican, responded to the outage with a warning about what may happen. In the case of a cyber attack from China, he said that scenario would be 100 times worse than what Americans experienced Thursday morning. Could you just imagine what America will look like within 48 hours, 72 hours of a massive attack where there is no cell phone, there's no water, you can't charge your electric car, you can't do anything, right? Everything just grinds to an absolute halt. America would change overnight. I don't think a lot of people understand just how fast America would change.
And we got an example during 2019 to 2021, how quickly these people panicked and turned against each other. And a lot of people started deleting themselves as well. So imagine, a digital disruption lasting more than 48 hours, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 6 months. This is 2 Esdras chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that one people standing up and fighting against another goes into many things. One race of people standing up and fighting against another, race wars, which is a part of biblical prophecy, nation rising against nation, civil unrest, which, we can clearly see that we are on the verge of another civil war. That border issue and this migrant crisis is only going to exacerbate things. Class warfare with rich versus poor, political violence with these so-called patriots going against those in the government, and just your average everyday citizen trying to fight to survive. Friends fighting one against another like enemies. And what could exacerbate that? A nationwide digital disruption. No access to food, water, transportation, the hospital, information, you name it. And that swords in their hands. What's a modern day sword in America? That gun, which there are more guns than citizens in this country. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And sedition goes into conduct or speech inciting rebellion against a ruling authority or monarch. And when all hell breaks loose, these people aren't going to be concerned about stopping at a red light or paying for a traffic ticket. These authorities, these government officials, as well as the police, aren't going to matter. They're going to be targets. A lot of people are going to be blaming you, government officials, for this chaos that took place. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. What does that sound like? Lockdowns, a state of martial law. The grid gets knocked down. So what? People aren't able to go into the cities because it's complete chaos. And what else? We need identification to know that you're not a domestic terrorist. We need to know that you've gotten your juice shots. We just need to know who you are. And if you don't have the right identification, not only can you not come into the city, but you're going to have to get on this bus and go to a FEMA detention center. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. Food shortages, famines out here, which a grid down situation would lead to, because what? A disruption in the supply chain, a disruption in these truckers delivering stuff to these stores. And what are we seeing going on in New York right now? A lot of truckers protesting, saying we're not going to bring, stuff into New York City, which, we'll see how that plays out because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, all these other calamities of Jacob's trouble that's going to take you people away, especially in America, in great numbers. And as John Williams just said, imagine a grid down situation for just 48 hours. America would change overnight. These people lose their goddamn minds when Twitter and YouTube are down for an hour. Imagine when it never comes back on.
AT&T customers in the dark, a widespread outage. right? Then this pharmaceutical company, Change Healthcare, pharmacies nationwide face delays as healthcare tech company reports cyber.
That's another thing. People can't get their meds, and you got a lot of people on antidepressants and other prescription drugs out here. They can't get that. They're really going to wild the fuck out.
Pharmacies across the country reporting delays to prescription orders due to cyber attack against one of the nation's largest healthcare technology companies. Change Healthcare, a company handling orders and patient payments throughout the U.S., first noticed a cybersecurity issue affecting the network Wednesday morning in the East Coast. Change Healthcare is experiencing a network interruption related to cybersecurity issues, and our experts are working to address the matter. Once we became aware of the outside threat, in the interest of protecting our partners and patients, we took immediate action to disconnect our system to prevent further impact, Change Healthcare said in a statement. It added, we will provide updates as more information becomes available. Pharmacies across the country have put notices that the attack on Change Healthcare is disrupting the ability to process patient orders, right? Well, look at this. They said this is going to happen most likely within a 2-year period. This happened 1 year ago. This came out 1 year ago. This is from the World Economic Forum. So Cyberstorm predicted at the 2023 World Economic Forum.
And what does Apostle Tahar deem 2024 to be? The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And this year started off with a bang, and it's just getting worse and worse for these people. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, but better and better for the hopeful elect.
He is the head of World Economic Forum. This, this loving guy right here that everybody really likes, right? This guy, this is what's coming from them. According to the Global Cybersecurity Outlook in 2023, 93% of cybersecurity leaders and 86% of business leaders think a far-reaching catastrophic cyber event is at least somewhat likely in the next 2 years. Additionally, 43% of organizational leaders think that it is likely that a cyber attack will affect the organization severely in the next 2 years. With cybersecurity concerns on everybody's mind, the topic received billing at the recent World Economic Forum annual meeting in 2023 in Davos, Switzerland. At the meeting, Matthew Prince, the CEO of Cloudflare, emphasized the enormous amount of cyber insecurity around the world. He also predicted that 2023 will be a very busy year in terms of cyber attacks. Other leaders echoed his sentiments and concerns throughout the meeting. Now, when you look at what America has...
I said with that clip, but hey, we truly are in these times, the last days, or the last seconds of the last days before this end of the current age of the rulership of the heathen nations, chiefly of the biblical Edomites, before Yahushua, the Son of the Most High, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus' second coming to save his elect and, establish the kingdom of heaven. But leading up to that, it's about to be all hell breaking loose. And digital disruptions is just one of the multitude of incidences that could, trigger this thing. You got that migrant crisis with crime ramping up in this country. You've got not just people looking for a better life coming across that border. You've got sleeper cells and soldiers coming across to cause disruptions. We're on the verge of a major economic collapse. The U.S. dollar collapsing. World War III. The list goes on and on. But to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, hey, as long as we keep, firm in our faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is going to have that protective hedge over us. Abaratazah, I'm of that elect number, as well as you sincere Akim and Akwath, listening to this lesson. So with that, I hope this was an edifying lesson. And before I get out of here, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Again, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there. Shalom.